Hello and welcome to the Surprisingly Sober podcast. I'm Trevor.
Taryn.
That's Taryn, apparently. He's super jazzed and ready to be here. You've been up for what? How long? 20?
No, I napped.
Okay.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, sorry.
I got like a 2.5, 3 hour nap in.
Okay.
Dude, speaking of naps, speaking of sleeping for 3 hours and like being able to perform as a person, I don't know what the fuck you wanted to talk about today, but I'm here to bitch.
That's all you do?
I have a coworker who apparently just never sleeps. Like, I guess he gets about 15 hours of sleep a week, and that's it. And he's still somehow alive and hasn't just killed over and died. Every single day, he has to be like, hey, man, I got to go home early. Like, I only got 2 hours of sleep last night. I only got 3 hours of sleep. I'm just too tired to be here. And I'm like, hey, man, apparently you never fucking sleep. Apparently you just have never slept a full night's sleep before your shift, because this is every one of your shifts. Like, at some point you need to be a grown-ass adult and learn how to go to beddy bye and then come to your fucking job.
Or he needs to stop lying.
Yeah, I don't think he's... And, like, you could tell when he's tired, throwing quotes around that for the audio people, because he will, like, drag his feet and, like, they'll just, like, click all over the ground and he'll kind of just, like, sway as he walks.
What I would do...
Shoulders all low, and I'm just like, do you get enough sleep?
What I would do, since you're a manager, is cut his hours back. I'm like, man, take a couple days off. You know, I'm going to cut you back to like 3 or 4 days a week and get some sleep, man.
Yeah, get some sleep. I already gave you a 1 week vacation with almost no notice because you were throwing a fit that you were too stressed to do your job. I'm too nice of a boss. I need to work on that. I'm definitely like, just like, it's almost that I get so irritated by them bitching and moaning that I'm like, just get out of my face. I'd rather do the work myself.
Yeah, and that's, I think, I feel like that's more of an appropriate response than forcing them to stay there. But it has to be accompanied with some sort of repercussions.
Yeah.
So you can't just give them what they want and then let it be. You actually have to give them what they want.
It was an unpaid vacation. I think I came out on top in this scenario.
Yes, you did come out on top in that scenario.
I hate scenario. I don't know why I said it. Scenario.
That's the one I say.
Yeah. Well, you say scenario along with raccoon.
And clitoris.
Do not.
I can say clitoris.
There's a third one. I forget what.
Yeah, it's those three. Raccoon, scenario, and clitoris.
I feel like there's another one.
You know what the clitoris is?
No. It's the man in the boat.
I thought it was the man in the canoe.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, no, I definitely need to start laying the hammer down on people. But speaking of coworkers,
you're gonna hit people with your dick?
Yeah. Speaking of coworkers, I have some positive news about a coworker.
Pregnancy test?
No, close.
What?
So, a coworker who, like, I've always considered myself, like, pretty close with. Like, him and I got along really well. And he actually invited me to his wedding. And I was like, that is, like, the nicest thing a coworker's, like, ever really done for me. And it felt nice, you know? Like, it's just like, you thought about me.
Wait till he realizes that I'm your plus one.
Emily's gonna be the plus one. And we're both gonna wear a suit.
We'll see how that goes.
And I will fucking flood my suit with cum. Anyway. But here's the nice thing about Emily being the plus one. Here's the nice thing. They don't like to dance, and I don't fucking dance, so neither of us would have to dance. Like, with some people, Valerie would always want to dance at, like, weddings or anywhere we went, and I'm like, yeah, I don't dance. Do you dance?
No.
Yeah,
and that's why I'd be a perfect plus one as well.
Dude, even if either of us danced, we would... What? Would we dance?
No, that's the joke. Jesus.
Dude, like, you know, like, you have to put, like, your arm around my waist. I'm the woman. I am the woman in this scenario.
I don't dance.
Dude.
This is not a problem.
Dude,
I just want an open bar.
you lead, okay?
What the fuck?
Uh,
I just want an open bar. That is all
I'm wearing the
want.
dress here.
Yeah, you normally do.
Um,
This is my second one, by the way.
Transitioning-
This podcast is brought to you by Deschutes Mirror Pond Pale Ale. I love a case. Oh, God.
little pale ale over there for the pale boy.
That's true.
Full of ales.
Elves.
So what kind of wedding do you want in the future?
One where I'm getting married to a woman.
Do you want big, medium, small? Do you want it to be more like a party where the reception is kind of short? Do you want
I honestly
do you want church? No.
I don't want a church. Yeah. I don't know. It depends on the person that I'm with because I'm going to let them handle the wedding. I only care about the reception
Okay.
because that's where the fun. I barely remember any wedding I've been to, but I remember the receptions.
Yeah. No, dude, people who get too hung up on the actual wedding ceremony part of it, the flowers need to all be this color, and they get so nitpicky with all the details. I'm you're fucking insane. You're not gonna remember the details, you're gonna remember the moment.
Yeah.
But
I don't think it matters. I think
no.
marriage is a sham anyway.
Yeah. What color should the invitations be? Gold or champagne? They look the same.
Chartreuse.
But yeah, so how many cap do you think would be on the wedding? How many?
I want it close people because it's gonna be a party.
So 50? 20?
I feel like that's too much.
40?
I'm 30.
30?
Under 50 for sure.
Yeah.
Well, because I gotta think about it. They're probably gonna have more friends. I'll invite my friends. So there'll be me and then 48 other people.
You have so few friends. All of them are gonna be a part of the wedding party.
Oh wow! I should kill myself.
It's okay. Same for me. It's gonna be all Emily's friends.
You're not even gonna tell our families. Carrie will be like, "You got married?" And you'll be like, "Yeah, can't invite my exes." That is a joke that will never get old.
Damn.
Your sister's hot.
I think Thank you. I think something. Honestly, the obvious running joke on the podcast is my love of Emily.
Not the joke that you fuck your sister.
No, the running joke that I'm in love with Emily.
That's not a joke.
So I already know how negatively my family would take that wedding. Because I don't think we would actually have a wedding. I think we would just do
you two would just come home and be like, yeah,
we're married now.
We got a civil union.
They.
Yeah, you did it, you dumb bitch.
They wouldn't wear a dress, and that would throw my whole fucking Christian family for a big old fucking loop. They would hate it. They already said they'd wear a suit. So, my whole family would be wildly uncomfortable.
But one of those poorly fitting female suits. Whenever I see a female wear a suit, it's always...
I would dress them.
Yes, I know you would.
And undress them.
What's it gonna be undressing, taking a tie off or a bow tie or whatever the fuck it is?
I mean, it's nothing new for me.
We're destroying gender norms on this podcast.
Dude, I'm fucking sick of gender norms.
I actually love
gender norms.
No,
dude,
some of them are great.
I just want a woman to oppress,
a woman and a girl, a woman. We're old enough where we should be calling them women.
Yeah,
can't call them girls anymore.
Well, I feel like woman is too formal. Females way too formal. Dude, it's so
Skanks.
It's so cringe on Reddit how they always refer to girls as females.
Them skanks. How's that?
Yeah. Well, no, there's I guess gals, but just
Gals?
guys. Guys is nice. Oh yeah, those guys.
Guys and girls. Guys and gals, guys and dolls.
Like gals is, I would say the equivalent, but it's just a dumb word, and I don't like it. Maybe because I don't like
Which
women.
one? Gals.
Gals.
Oh,
But anyway,
you don't like women. You like theys. That was weird.
this is true.
Oh,
But anyway,
I hate it when you do that.
so
Oh, what I was saying about gender norms.
yeah,
I love it when like a girl wears like jeans, nice jeans, you know, nice
Yeah.
fitting jeans,
Yeah.
and a button up and plaid. I love it when a girl just wears my sweatshirts and stuff like that.
dude, I love
Isn't that
it.
the best?
I love it when a girl like isn't submissive at all. I was talking to a coworker about this. Like no, so
Dom?
like we were talking about how this friend of my coworker well, not a friend anymore because he's such a scumbag. He left his pregnant wife for an Asian girl because he wanted a more submissive girl, like, you know, someone to like basically like bend to his will.
Like one of them war wives?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm
The,
not.
the guys who came
yeah.
back from Vietnam.
Yeah,
with a,
yeah. I'm not gonna weigh in. I don't know the exacts of the situation, but anyway.
Well, that was like kind of
yeah.
the same situation.
And
I destroyed your village. Will you come bear my
like
children?
Win-Win from
Yeah.
F is for Family. But anyway, so like I just don't understand that. Like I couldn't imagine saying all the dumb shit I say and then the girl just agreeing with me. Like I just want like, you know, like whoever I'm with to like listen to my dumb fucking rant and just like look up from her phone and be like, "You're a fucking moron."
You want someone who stimulates you mentally.
Yeah, just
you want
like
someone who you can have a good
I want
you want
someone to smack me upside the head and be like, "You fucking dope." Like, why would you think that?
as long as you don't smack them upside the head.
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe in bed, but you know. Hey. Actually, I prefer getting slapped.
Yeah, I was about to say,
dude,
you told me that you like getting slapped.
One time, a girl wanted me to slap her, and I
And he's
did.
like, no.
And I did, and I'm not gonna lie, like I felt really bad. Like she enjoyed it, but I felt bad. Like I was
Which
like,
is weird
that's
because
not
you asked
right.
them to
That's
do
not-
it to you.
Yeah.
But do they slap? Have you ever had anyone just full on hit you?
It was, dude, like Maya packed a punch, man. She
Oh my god!
She was like a bam,
she
and
had man
it like
hands.
disoriented me for a second. I was like, all right, where are we at?
You're like, this is what I'm into.
Just,
What the fuck?
Yeah, no. She even like said after she didn't mean to hit me that hard, and I was like,
It's
good.
just she couldn't aim properly because her nose was in the way. God, the kids you
The
would have had,
the schnoz.
it would have been fucking Pinocchio.
So, funny.
God,
Funny enough, Emily and I were talking about what our kids would be like.
they look exactly like you because you two look the exact same.
And we were pointing out like also our shared flaws that we have. So
Yeah,
we're
the exact
both
same.
like I am quite a body-haired individual and we're both blind as shit, and she would like we would have really good-looking dark-haired fucking blind Wookiees running around the house. And I was like, the girls wouldn't have to shave, but the boys would. Those are the rules. You must be like your father. You're shaving your legs, son. The kids call me gay because I shave my legs. Well, guess what? We are gay in this household.
You ever think about all the weird like things that you did as a teenager that you're like completely okay with now? Like fucking anyone when you were a kid were like, I don't masturbate. No, I don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
And then like
I don't watch porn.
As soon as I don't watch that shit. As soon as you became like 18, 19, 20 years old, you're just like, oh no, I'm fucking jerking off right after this. Obviously it was like, it's usually a joke, but you usually are.
You're joking about it, but then you do it.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, I was like, yeah guys, I'm gonna go jerk off. I'll be right back. And then you like go into the other room like, I could probably totally jerk off right now.
Or just like, yo, dude, you want to do something after work? Actually, I was going to jerk off instead. And then they're like, haha. Then you actually just don't hang out with them, go home and jerk off.
That's what I usually do.
Yeah.
It's like that sort of shit that like that you used to do. That when you were like a kid, you were like, and now you're the complete opposite of. Like we used to call each other gay.
And now we just are.
Well, no, now I just completely make jokes about it. Like,
Yeah.
a guy at work. Oh, what the fuck did he say? He said something. It was like one of those sentences where I was like, I started a sentence and I was about to finish it. I had to kind of like gather my thoughts, and then he made a joke about like me liking men, and I was like, well, besides that, kind of like, oh, he's
Besides
like,
the obvious, you know.
oh, he was like, I said, oh, you know what I was thinking the other day? And he's like, how you're attracted to men's butts, and I was like, well, that was only after I saw yours.
Oh,
It's just like you got to lead into it. That's what I've learned as an adult. Whenever bullies, kids,
Oh, yeah.
kids who listen to this, lean into it. Bullies will stop.
yeah. Dude, I remember one time this guy pulled up next to me. It was these 3 dudes in a car, just total fucking tools. They were in a Subaru WRX, I think, maybe an Impreza. I don't know Subarus that well, but they roll their windows down, and I have my windows down. They're like, dude, your car's fucking gay. I drive a Camaro, and I was like, yeah, my car will suck your fucking car's dick, huh? Take your fucking pants off. And they just like, oh, we're like, what the fuck? It's like, where do you go?
Yeah.
What's your option now?
What is your option? Take off your fucking car's pants.
Yeah.
But so yeah, no. I just for kids out there, advice: lean into it. Lean into the joke. You'll be funny. People will find you funny. They'll respect you. I feel like, and don't listen to what fucking anyone under 18. Don't listen to what they have to say.
Yeah.
Includes you, Greta Thunberg.
Hey, no.
I'm
We
just
agree with
kidding.
Greta Thunberg
just
on this
kidding.
podcast.
Yeah, no, I do agree with her. I just wanted to take the funny route because I'm funny.
So something that's really bothers me that you don't do, but
Wipe my ass.
God damn.
Told you I'm the funny one.
No, both Bert from the Bill Burt podcast, Bert Kreischer, and Paul Verzi from the Anything Better podcast. This is a true story. Yeah. So yesterday at work, and this is a true story, by the way. So my coworker, we've been working together for a long time. It's a true story. And it's just like, I get it. At this point, I don't fucking believe it's a true story anymore. I think you're fucking lying to me now.
Wait, you say that I do that or I don't
You
do
don't.
that?
You
like that?
Yeah, it's fucking annoying. Like,
Yeah, it is annoying.
and like I've been like Bert was the worst at it. Paul does it occasionally, but I'm starting to notice like coworkers and stuff do it. Like they'll like say throughout the course of the story, "This is a true story," like 5 times.
I only have a couple stories where I say this is true, and they're like the most meaningless stories. And I did it the other day because you and I were talking about it, about how we went to school with a kid named Ben Dover.
Yeah, and he ran for class president.
And what was his slogan?
I would bend over backwards for you.
Yeah, that would and that's like I've told that story before, and people
And
were
no
like,
one believes us.
No one believes you. So that's like the only story, that and the church bell story.
Oof.
I have
so-
to be like, yeah, this is completely true. Like I'm not faking this.
So, a lot of people have a hard time listening to my stories because I have so many stories that aren't true. And once I reach the end of the story, like there's a very blatant punchline where they're like, okay, that's not a true story. Like you just made up this absurdist tale to come to the conclusion of a dumb punchline. And then they're like, okay. But then like they're like, I can never tell when you're just telling me a story or a joke. And I'm like,
tell
yeah,
all your stories like a stand-up comedian.
yeah. And it's like, well, yeah, because that makes it more interesting. If you just don't know what's going to happen. Like if it's an obvious like A, B, C, D progression of a story, why am I fucking telling it?
What I really hate are people
It's
who.
not a Marvel movie.
What I really hate are people who can't tell.
Stories.
Well, like, I'll be listening to people tell stories, and like they're good storytellers, but I can see what happens, and like it comes to that final moment where like, oh my god, what happened? Well, it's like I can just tell. Obviously, it's a funny story, so I'm going to pick the funniest option, and I'm usually right.
Yeah.
Which then kind of makes it not as funny, but it's still funny.
Yeah.
And it's just other people are just like, oh my god, this is the funniest. Like, how did you not like? I don't know. I just my brain works like really fast, even though I'm really dumb. Mm-hmm. Like I like jump ahead. I'm like, oh this okay. So we're going this way down this path. This is. And I get to like the end, and it kind of ruins it for me. But other people just don't do that. They're like in the moment, and I'm like, how the fuck are you like that?
Yeah,
I'm not in
I
the
don't
moment.
get that either. I have a coworker who, him and I do this to another coworker. He's a very bad storyteller, but he's just too nice for us to like be mean to him about it. But we definitely finish his sentences because he'll take way too long to get to the point, to where it's like he's trying to say that yesterday, and we're just like sitting there like, just tell the story.
Just tell the guy.
Spit it out.
Oh shit.
What?
Nothing.
Just shit your pants?
No, I just remember that I have something to do tomorrow.
Is it related to the podcast? Why are you bringing it up? Jesus Christ.
No, well, I just
this
looked,
is my time.
I looked over here to my left and I saw all the beer bottles and beer cans. I'm like, oh, I should take the cans to the bottle drop.
Oh.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, I also got to do that thing tomorrow. And I was like, oh fuck, I also got to do that thing tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I decided I'm not gonna open the Tinder account back up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I told you until you actually did it.
Yeah.
Why not? Because of your previous date?
So yeah, I kind of went on a date. I wouldn't really call it a date. It's someone I've known for a bit over a year now. Came by, and it really taught me two things. One, if anyone ever asks if they can crash at your place for a bit, just say no.
Unless you want them to be there for a while.
It's always an overstayed welcome. One, two, just it's annoying having to like basically like babysit someone, because like they don't know your kitchen, they don't know the food in the area. You kind of have to figure out all their problems for them. And then also like
there's that like unspoken, because nobody wants to talk about it because it's awkward. Is like, how long are you going to be here?
yeah.
Because they want to be there longer than you want them to be there. Is
Yeah.
what it boils
Yeah,
down
like
to.
I literally thought this was gonna be 1 or 2 nights. Then after the second night, it was just like, she was asking,
where can I put my clothes?
Yeah, she was asking like what's the basically like food plan, like like. She texted me and was like, hey, so are you gonna make breakfast in the morning? Like what you cooking for the day? Should I go out and get some food, or are you gonna be tired? And I'm just like, I thought you were gonna be fucking gone. That's what I fucking thought. But also, I really realized, like, just kind of like while holding someone, it's not the person I wanted to be holding. So I really need to get over this I need to go to therapy.
I was gonna say, you either need to go to therapy or you
Yeah.
need to work this shit out with Emily.
Yeah. Hey, I wasn't gonna say who.
You've said multiple times in the last 20 minutes how you love her. Oh, you look so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
so
message her and tell her she needs to get off her fucking ass and do something about it.
Oh, that ass.
Emily, get off
Anyway.
your fat ass and do something about it.
God, that
That's-
fucking badonk. Posted the.
Don't drop that dunt in Emily.
Anyway, so yeah, just like, it's just that weird feeling of like, sure, it's nice to be cuddling someone, but it's not the person that like I want to be cuddling. Like, there's someone who's supposed to be here in my arms right now, and it's not this person.
Yeah,
So-
that's how I feel every night when I have to cuddle a fucking pillow
Dude,
as I open another beer.
if my pillow had 02 from Darling and the Franks on it, I'd be set for life.
Who?
02.
Okay. Can we talk about some of the things that I want to talk about on the podcast?
Yeah, I don't know. I never come with topics. Jeez.
I know you do.
I come with topics one time, and you're just like, yeah, can we move the fuck on?
I just make a list of things that I wanted to talk about.
I hit all my bases. How much I miss Emily
So
and the wedding.
first one that I want to talk to you about is: did you hear about the Oklahoma high school women's basketball?
No,
Okay, you're gonna
women's
love this.
basketball's not real. Just a marketing ploy.
For who? They make no fucking money.
It's so feminist can bitch.
So Norman High School girls basketball team was about to play the Midwest City basketball team in the 6A state tournament basketball game.
Good for them.
Yeah. So Norman was going into the game. And as the national anthem was playing, a couple of the players kneeled. You know, that's the trend that's been going on, and it's obviously to raise
Awareness of police brutality.
yes.
Fuck police.
I think it's
brutality.
more of just Black Lives Matter in general than
Yeah.
police brutality. It started out as police brutality, but it is now morphed into Black Lives Matter. Oh, that was bad. That was
Okay,
unfortunate to listen to.
so what was the...
So, during the national anthem, while these players kneeled, since this was the state tournament, it was being broadcast online, and there were announcers, and the announcer Matt Rowan, which I will say his name on it because it's been listed in everywhere,
I mean, like,
said something that cannot be taken back. I'm trying to find the exact quote. He sees them kneeling. He goes, "They're kneeling? Fucking N-words. I hope Norman gets their ass kicked." He takes a short pause while the national anthem is still playing and goes, "Fuck them. I hope they lose. Come on, Midwest City. They're going to kneel like that? Hell no." He uses the same slurs one more time before the recording cuts out. So he thought that the mic, it was a hot mic. He thought that it was off because it was the national anthem. But yeah. And this is not even the craziest part.
What?
Yeah. No. So, this is what he said. "While the comments I made would certainly seem to incite or indicate that I am a racist, I am not," he said.
Oh.
"I have never considered myself to be a racist and in short cannot explain why I made those comments." He did go on to explain why he made those comments. He said that he is a type 1 diabetic and during the game his blood sugar was spiking. He offered a sincere apology to all involved in the game and said it's not unusual for him to become disoriented and say inappropriate and hurtful things. I just want to go out and say that Matt Rowan is a fucking racist piece of shit. You are not the one who decides if you are racist or not because everyone thinks that they are not racist. The fucking head of the KKK thinks that he's not racist.
Yeah.
You are a racist.
It's just like
'Cause-
people who call themselves woke. Like, yes, we all think we are correct.
Yeah.
Like,
You believe it because you think you are correct.
yeah. And yeah. That's funny because BoJack Horseman did this joke like 2 years ago.
Bojack's predicting the future now.
Well, BoJack's the best social commentary out there.
Oh yeah, and it's so like tongue in cheek. Like this is what we're talking about.
But remember the whole arc with Vance Wagner?
Yeah. He was Mel Gibson. No?
Yeah, but like his whole like thing where he was like,
I am not anti-Semitic.
Yeah, but what was it? It was they used the dehydrated thing when BoJack went on TV and talked shit about him because like the girls on I think it was like The View, but it was called The Squawk or something.
Yeah.
And he started siding with them and be like, well, yeah, you shouldn't hit women. And then like he kind of was like coming out against Vance Wagner in a way because the energy around him was positive because he was talking shit about Vance.
Yeah.
And Princess Carolyn was like, oh, he was just dehydrated. He was like, don't use the dehydrate card on me. I invented that I was dehydrated. Like, oh yeah, my blood sugar was low.
Oh, that okay. That's
Yeah.
the one where you can see. Yeah, the blood sugar.
Like,
I've never heard of someone.
man, sorry, I was so racist. I'm diabetic.
Yeah. Like I know someone. I work with someone. And I'm just going to say it right here because I hope she fucking sees this.
Oof.
She is a pog. A fat-ass white girl. And I love it. She knows who she is, too. I hope she sees this.
Dude, I fucking love Pogs. Fucking Pog champ, man.
Yes!
Play the
game! She is diabetic from what I understand. I don't know which one she is. I'm assuming type 1 because that's the one that you are born with.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Anyway, I've never heard her say a racist or hurtful thing. She's
Yeah.
actually quite enjoyable. We talk about WandaVision all the time and the MCU and her
adorable.
boyfriend.
Hey, so I have a plan. Gonna get the boyfriend to cheat on her with me. Then she's gonna run to you.
You know, I don't think that's gonna work because I don't think you're gay.
I'm gonna get a wig.
I mean, you're still gonna put
I'm
a
a
dick in the ass.
I am a great actor. Okay.
You're a method actor. I mean, he really took it in the ass for this role. It was really weird that he wanted to take this PG-13 movie and make it rated X. All for a sex scene that we were only needed 2 seconds of.
It wasn't even scripted.
Yeah. This is like Beethoven's The Dog movie thing. This is like Air Bud 7.
What?
Yeah, because you'd be like a B-list movie actor.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant this was like that part in Air Bud 7. I was
No.
like, hold the fucking phone.
You're like some weird dog movie where the dog is the main actor and they have a bunch of shitty actors around him.
Dude, imagine being second banana to
To
an
a-
animated dog. Having
You
a
mean
real-
everyone in the Scooby-Doo movies? Freddie Prinze Jr. and all them.
Dude,
Sarah Michelle
I don't know
Gellar.
where you sit, but anyone who thinks fucking Velma is hotter than Daphne is out of their fucking mind.
Oh my god, no. The fucking chick who looks like is the 6th Beatle, and then you have the hot redhead.
Sixth Beetle. No, I like them thick and curvy, man.
She's not thick and curvy. I mean,
Yeah.
she's curvy.
She's just short and plump.
She's not though. She's in shape. I mean, but the
There's
hot
a lot
redhead.
of there's a lot of Rule 34 art that would disagree with you.
They make her like short and plump.
I don't fucking know. I don't look at that.
I don't
shit.
know. Have you ever seen Wendy's fan
No,
art?
I watch hentai.
Wendy's fan art is cartoons, so it's hentai.
Hentai is different. It's anime style.
I
Like,
mean,
You don't look at anime and be like, "Yep, that looks the same as Big Mouth."
well, he has different art styles. You
Yeah,
don't say Van
yeah.
Gogh looks like Picasso.
Yeah.
You think there's like Picasso porn out there?
Cubist porn.
that a thing?
His style was known as cubism.
Well, okay, yeah. I didn't know that. Why do you have to? I prefer the works of Jackson
uncultured-
Pollock.
You uncultured swine.
But yeah, so this racist asshole, we
Yeah.
haven't gone on enough about him.
Yeah. Let's bring it back to, what was his name? Mike Rowan?
Matt Rowan.
Matt Rowan. Sorry, Mike Rowan.
That's Mike Rowe.
I don't know who I'm talking shit about. Matt Rowan. Fuck you.
That's all you're gonna say?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
yeah.
fucking racist. Jesus Christ.
And it's Oklahoma. like
Like,
like we just assumed you were racist. Yet like
yeah, you didn't have to, like, say it.
yeah, like we just assumed it. And like so like since it was a high school sport thing, there was no
It's like fucking girls with nose piercings. Like, we know your dad doesn't love you. You don't have to tell us.
but Jesus Christ. But I just when was the Colin Kaepernick kneeling thing? Was it like 2015, 2016?
It's been a while.
He started it and it's become pretty normal now. It's
Yeah.
normal and
I feel like I expect kneeling now at sporting events.
I don't understand why they stood for the national anthem in the first place.
Yeah.
Because kneeling is also a sign of respect. Like when a player gets injured
Yeah.
and it's bad, everyone kneels and is like, "Oh my God," you kneel
Yeah.
and you pray,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. And like I've said on a previous podcast, Diet Jehovah's Witness. I don't know if I talked about it on this podcast, but Jehovah's Witnesses, which I was unfortunately one of them as a child. If
You're
you go
rehabilitated.
to what
You're rehabilitated from
Well,
your
yeah.
mental illness.
culting, yeah.
Yeah.
So they, I can't remember because we never really went out to any place where you had to do it. But they don't do anything with the national anthem. I think they just sit there. They don't stand. They don't
Yeah.
do anything because that's against their religion.
Yeah.
But when it comes to protesting the murder of people, that's when it comes wrong, or that's when it becomes wrong.
I mean, like, people can paint whatever picture they want of what they want to think it is. It's disrespectful for to America. It's disrespectful to the military. It's disrespectful to cops. Whatever picture they want to paint the kneeling as, really all they're saying is, I don't like that a black person is speaking up. Like, that's really all.
I think that a police officer's life matters more, or I think that this person life matters more than that black person.
Yeah.
Or the person who's kneeling.
Also, it was very apparent that this isn't about Blue Lives Matter the second they stormed the Capitol. And, like, a cop died and stuff, and they all violently murdered a cop.
Another cop killed himself.
Yeah. But it's it was very obvious that this wasn't a we stand by the blue. It's that we stand against black people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, people try and, like, make whatever excuse they want. Oh, it's disrespectful to the military. How? The military hasn't fought for our freedom since the 40s.
They've gained for land, or they've
like
fought for
all we've
land
done
rights.
is invade other countries for oil. Like, joining the military would be cooler if you could at least choose which oil company you fucking sponsor. Rep their merch.
Yeah.
Play whatever artists they have the rights to as you storm some fucking town full of kids and you torch them.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, fuck the military.
Anyways. Did you like that?
Anyways.
Multiple Z's. Anyway. There is a huge racism problem in America that we will solve on today's podcast.
You have two white guys sitting on a couch talking about racism.
Yeah.
What everyone wants to listen to.
Well, that's why we'll solve it, because we're white.
Bojack did a joke about that.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
The episode where Bojack like solves feminism because a man's telling it so it sounds less naggy.
BoJack is a great show.
Dude, like
I feel
they
like-
figured everything out. Like
Yeah.
they had all the right pieces and they put them together perfectly.
What I love is how progressive it was. It was perfectly our humor. Because
Yeah.
we both think progressively, but we do like to make jokes about it.
Like we make fun of a lot of our ideals.
Yeah.
Like
we make fun of a lot of our ideals.
Yeah.
And that's like, I feel like you don't take yourself too seriously.
yeah.
Because people who don't take themselves too seriously can be,
They're just not fun to be around.
well, they're also not fun to be around, but they can also be persuaded. Like, have you ever had a conversation about someone who believes something differently, and you're talking about something, and they're just they've dug in their heels, they're not backing down. It's not a conversation. You're just shouting at each other.
Yeah. Pretty
Like-
much anyone talking about religion.
Yeah, a debate is supposed to be like back and forth. Like, hey, well, this is why I think that thing that you said is wrong. Well, that's a good point, but then you have this. Like, it's supposed to actually get somewhere. When you're just shouting at each other, people who don't take themselves seriously can do that. Do you know how many times I've talked about something like, oh, you're right. You're right. That's a
Dude, do you know,
very good point.
Do you know how rarely I fucking hear like people say you're right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're arguing something.
Very rarely, because it's become way more.
Yeah, like it's so taboo to be wrong, and I don't understand that. Whenever someone like tells me something, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. Like I didn't know that. That's cool. Then I just move on.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why it's like, I don't know. Especially with like religion and politics and everything, because it's all just like
Well, all religion is wrong. So.
this is what I prefer to think, so I'm not going to deviate from it. Like you could tell them that racism is a huge problem, but because it has no impact on them, they just don't fucking care.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You'll talk to a white person about why it's wrong to
Like
say the N word, and
I can
they don't
already
care.
I can already afford health care Why should I be fighting for other people to have health care?
I
I already like
literally had that conversation at work.
my problem solved. Fuck other people.
So there was this guy. My work really
Hold on,
fucked
I'm
it
gonna
up.
grab a drink. Keep talking.
Okay, fine. I'll tell it. Well, you're gone. Oh, you're right there. I was like, you're going all the way upstairs. Anyway, so my work has one HR person, and it's really problematic. She's a awful person. She told me when she wouldn't let me sign up for healthcare to stay healthy. That's
Yeah.
the type of person she was. I'll
She's
tell you another
cunt.
story. That has to do with the same person. One of the guys that I work with was trying to sign up for healthcare, and because open enrollment was for a month of November and a little bit into December, they didn't do open enrollment for the company until after open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act ended.
Yeah.
So there was no like way to see which plans were better, because we didn't know what we were getting. And he was trying to enroll his wife in it. So he waited until the company was run, thinking that it would be way cheaper. It's $130 a month for the employee, which isn't
Yeah,
bad.
it's not terrible, but it's still kind of high.
Yeah, with $1,000 deductible, so it's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah. Dude, the deductible is something that like a lot of people just don't fucking understand.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
you
like, no,
pay
I
that.
don't have medical insurance until I pay the deductible.
Yeah,
And they're like, but you're paying each month. Yeah, doesn't matter.
yeah. So he tries to. He's like, okay. He waits until the employer one comes out, and he goes to add himself and his wife, and it's an extra $500 a month for his wife.
What the fuck?
So the employee is $132, but to add his wife is $500.
Does she have a pre-existing condition?
No, it was that for everyone. If I had a wife, it would have been the same for me, because it happened
bullshit.
to everyone. So he's like, this is fucking ridiculous, and you guys waited way too long in order to put this out to the company, because I would have fucking enrolled in the Oregon health plan
Yeah.
if I had known that. And the wife was upset and called in. The other thing is they're trying to have a baby,
Yeah.
and without health insurance, you really can't. It's
Yeah.
unaffordable.
Yeah.
And she's talking to the HR person. It's like, how can you do this? And the HR person she's just not being pleasant at all. And so she starts crying.
Dude, I really want to punch this HR chick.
So the wife starts crying, and the HR lady goes, "Why are you crying?" So the technician that I work with called up and started bitching at. He didn't realize that there's only one person in HR. He's like, I don't know who she fucking talked to, but that person's a fucking bitch. She made my wife cry. So he called and talked to the person who made his wife cry and called her a fucking bitch, which I loved.
Yeah.
But I was having that conversation about healthcare with him and another guy at work, and one of the guys at work was like, "Yeah, they should just have it like all the other countries where you just go in and you don't pay for anything. Like it's
Yeah.
just part of that." I'm like, "Yeah, you would actually it would be less for you out of your monthly paycheck. You would be
Yeah.
paying less than what you are paying now.
Yeah.
$130 a month. You'd be paying what is it like 4% of your
Yeah.
paycheck? When right now that's about." For him, I would say that's about 15% of his paycheck.
Yeah.
And about 20 to 20. I'd say about 20% of my paycheck.
So, the big one that a lot of people don't even consider when they think about like the healthcare for everyone, because they're like, oh, well, the lines will be out the door for the hospital. That's not even like where the big charge is physically going to hospital. Pharmaceutical owns most of the insurance, like basically like weight, basically. I said basically too much there.
I looked up the statistics. Let me see, because I started writing.
While you pull that up, I'll keep talking.
Yeah.
Like I remember someone posted their medical bill on Mildly Infuriating, I think it was. I forget which subreddit. But for I think like 6 tablets of ibuprofen, they got charged $80. For literally a Aleve grade ibuprofen.
Oh, yeah.
They got charged $80 for 6 tablets. Really? Because a pack of like 100 is like $5. And it's just ridiculous. They can charge you whatever, and you just can't fucking disagree with it. The second they have to turn to the government and be like, all right, give us money, and the government looks at the bill and they're like, you fucking moron.
So, oh yeah, I don't have the exact statistics in what I was writing, but Bernie Sanders has gone on about this a lot, about how
Has he?
Yeah, he has, about how we don't negotiate with the pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah.
We're paying, on average, if I remember correctly, it was like over 800%
Yeah.
markup on pills. 800%.
It's ridiculous.
And it's blatant. And there's only one person I've ever seen that's ever been gotten in trouble for it, and that was Martin
And that's
Shkreli.
not why he got in trouble.
Yeah, he got in trouble over something else.
Yeah.
What exactly did he get in trouble for? That was the Wu-Tang thing, wasn't it?
No. No, it wasn't the fact that he legally bought a Wu-Tang Clan album.
Well, then he tried to like sell it because he tried to buy it because it was. That's not what he got in trouble. He's in jail though.
Well, no, they made one copy, and he bought it, and
he was never supposed to sell it. That was like part of the thing, and then he did. But that's not what he got in trouble for.
No, he like did like market manipulation and stuff like that a lot. But yeah, so he raised the
price of a life-saving AIDS drug.
His motive was good. His execution was wrong.
What was his motive? Are you defending him?
Kinda. He did it very badly. But his idea was the pharmaceutical or the insurance companies have to pay me for this no matter what, because they already are covering the people. And like odds are like it's already so expensive, their deductibles and everything are paid, so it's literally just the insurance company giving me money. So I'm going to raise it through the fucking roof. I think like 1,500% or something like that.
It was like $7.50, and he raised it to like $700.
And so per pill, yeah. So like his viewpoint was the insurance company is already forced to cover it essentially because like they already pay their monthly rates and whatever. So it's not going to affect the people if I raise it. It's only going to negatively impact the insurance companies because fuck them. But he did that from the very narrow mind stance that everyone has insurance.
Yes.
Yeah. So like if everyone had insurance and had their deductibles paid off and everything like that, and their insurance couldn't get rid of them and stuff like that, then his plan would have succeeded in a positive way.
I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah.
Because that insurance company would then just make those people's deductibles increasingly higher.
Yeah.
And the next year it'd be like, oh, you have a fucking $10,000 deductible.
Yeah.
Because your pre-existing condition now has a pill that is $700 a piece.
Yeah.
He's still a smug bastard. He's a fucking smug little prick.
No, he's a piece of shit. But I understand why he did what he did, but
because he's an arrogant asshole.
Yeah. But then like you also have to look at it from the perspective of, well, who benefits from this, Martin? It's hurting the insurance business for a short while.
He's the only one who benefits.
But you're the only one who benefits from this, really.
Yeah. It was incredibly selfish.
Yeah.
And yeah, he looked at it from an extremely privileged point of view, as everyone has health insurance.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Not everyone does. And because of that condition that they have, that they need that pill, they can unfortunately be denied health insurance.
Yeah.
So it was incredibly stupid of him to do that.
But one last good thing about Martin Shkreli.
That he's in prison getting butt fucked?
Probably. Actually, probably not. He's so wealthy, he probably has like his own prison cell that's separate from everyone else. Because let's be real, even if you're in prison, being rich helps.
I've heard of like white collar prisons and stuff like that.
During his heyday of being on the internet and being the pharma bro, if you followed his financial advice, you were making huge gains. That guy was a stock and like economist, like fucking genius. Like if you just like sat there watching his live streams and just followed all of his advice on like stock market and stuff, you would have had a very positive portfolio.
Yeah, well, did he invest in Dogecoin?
Is anyone who invested in Dogecoin doing good right now, Trevor? I'll tell you no.
I am.
I mean, very good.
Well,
I mean, like,
people who put in more money than me are probably. Like, if you bought it when it was half a penny
yeah,
and it's at 6 cents now,
yeah.
you're doing pretty fucking good.
But I'm talking about the level of like the people who bought into Bitcoin when it was like $1 a piece and are now sitting there with their 40,000 in Bitcoin level good.
60,000.
Jesus. But I mean,
How
like,
does that make you feel, Jared?
I bought it when it was $1.50.
And you sold at
$2.80, I think. Yeah.
$280.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
But
and
hey,
it's gone up.
Hey,
60.
I had almost 200 Bitcoin back then, so I made a good profit. I'm not gonna knock my profit, but it definitely could have been bigger.
You would be.
If I pulled out right now,
could-
2 times 6, 12, $1.2 million. After taxes, probably 900,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You done fucked up.
But that's like saying like, hey Trevor, what were the Powerball numbers last? Oh, you should have picked those.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's why it's all gambling.
Yeah. Like no one knew cryptocurrency was going to take off.
There's
in
a
this
difference
way.
between buying stocks and then investing. Like Shark Tank. They're investing in companies that they think will do well.
Yeah.
When you go into stocks, that's just pure gambling. You're like, this looks like I'm betting that the Blazers will win the game.
I would say penny stocks are in the same ballpark as investing, because I feel like if you actually get into it, you're looking at companies that you see promise in. Like, I think this company is gonna take off and be like a Fortune $500 company. $500. That was the most
Fortune
fucking
500
moronic
company.
thing to come out of my mouth. I'm tired. Fortune 500 company, and like you're like, oh man, like this company actually has like a really good business model. They really have good ideas. They have a great product. I think they're gonna take off. I think this new sneaker brand is going to be sitting right up next to Adidas and Nike. You know, and then so you throw $1,000 into their stock, and then sure enough they take off because.
But that's the thing, though, is their stock can take off just from you putting $1,000 into it. Like it can bump start something. Like it'll go up a little bit, and somebody else sees that.
Yes and no. There's more to it than that.
Well, yes, but if you put in enough money, if Mark Cuban goes, I just dumped $100 million into this company, it's gonna flood the fucking market for that company.
But that's also market manipulation. But that's like,
Well, yeah.
yeah.
If just some anonymous person dumps $100 million into a company,
I feel like they would look into that, and it would not cause the stock to go up because they saw one person just flooding the market.
well, yeah, but all it takes is a tweet from Elon Musk for Dogecoin to go up.
I'm waiting for his class action lawsuit to show up of market manipulation, because that's what he's doing.
But is it provable?
When
Like
you're-
he's an American, or he's not? I don't know if he's a citizen.
When you're sitting at his financial and like level of fame, you can't just go around saying like, everyone buy the stock right now, go buy this cryptocurrency. That is market manipulation,
But then why don't you get in trouble for you doing it?
because I have no influence. And also arguably, even I'm not supposed to say like, hey guys, tomorrow I'm buying a bunch of the stock, you should all do the same. Like it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, if you're just telling your following, like your base, to like be like, hey guys, I need all of you guys to flood into this stock so that it raises up really quickly, then once it peaks we'll sell. Like,
So you mean like Wall Street bets?
kind of. But they
Well,
bought
exactly.
it. They bought it because they like the stock.
I did see the Reddit post where they said why it's a good bet,
Yeah.
but
So
it is also
they are doing market manipulation because major hedge funds are doing market manipulation and not getting in trouble for it, and they're countering it with market manipulation. Like the market is being constantly manipulated. You could Google top 10 stocks to invest in, and there will be an article from CNET saying you should go invest in these stocks immediately.
yeah. Never ever invest in a stock that someone is telling you to invest in.
Yeah.
Like online.
Yeah.
Because
like
you're not
just some article.
Yeah, you're not the first person who's seen it, and there will be so many other people who try and lose.
Yeah.
But like, hey, Taryn, you should go put some money into Dogecoin. That's a smart idea. I don't see anything wrong with that. And yes, it's obvious market manipulation. The economy is so the stock market is so complex and intricate that I don't see any way that they can regulate that out, because then it also regulates free speech.
Well,
because there are stipulations to free speech. You can't go into a burning building and yell fire.
Yeah.
But people can lose money if they go and bet on a stock that someone famous told them to do. But like, it's just like when Chris Hemsworth pops up and is like, come buy my Center app. This is how I got fucking ripped. It's like V-Shred.
Yeah, but it's like when it's not so much saying buy a product because it's not a product.
But in a way it is. It's the same thing. You're buying a stock in the hopes of that it will make you money, in a similar sense of buying, some sort of a product and it doing the thing that you want to do. Like, I go and buy this phone and now I can make all these calls and everything, or buying this battery pack and it'll charge my phone for me. That's what I want it to do. It's buying goods and services. Very
like
weird way.
It's an asset. Yeah.
Yes,
like
it is
stock
an asset.
is an asset.
It
but
goes into your net worth. This
but-
goes into my net worth. I bought this on Meh, so I'm probably worth like
you're
$30
worth
bucks.
less money now.
Yeah. Meh's a great website.
It really
and
is.
it seems really small.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep it that way because nobody listens to this podcast.
Yeah.
But go to meh.com.
We're sponsored.
Dude, I'm going to send them an email.
Dude. No one listens to our podcast, but please give us things. That's literally what you'd have to say.
We don't have to tell them that. They're not going to listen to the podcast. We just send them what times we tell them the read was, and they listen to that part.
But yeah, market manipulation lives outside of freedom of speech.
Constitutionally, it does not. Has yet to be defined. Market manipulation has yet to be defined. The SEC has been given power to define it, but I feel like a good lawyer in a lawsuit could challenge that.
I don't think they can because it's direct. Like it's
from
a
the
direct
executive
law.
branch. No, the SEC is from the executive branch, so it can be challenged by the Supreme Court.
No. I mean that market manipulation lives outside of free speech because it is like a defined. It is an illegal thing to manipulate the market. Like.
Yes, but there has not.
Just like how it's illegal to walk into a building and say, "I'm going to kill everyone in here."
Well, yeah, that's what I said with the fire thing.
Yeah, I know.
That is illegal. That is not protected under free speech. But there is nothing. The SEC defines free speech, and as far as I know,
which is concerning that there's people who get to define what free speech is.
No. The SEC does not define free speech. The SEC, I mean, market manipulation.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court defines what free speech is, and that's where the fire thing comes from.
Yeah.
You can't go into a building and say, I'm going to kill everyone, I'm going to set the building on fire, or yelling into a crowded theater and yelling fire. That sort of a thing that would cause mass panic it's a weird one, market manipulation.
Yeah.
I think Elon Musk is under some sort of probe or investigation. I think it's more of a probe than an investigation, because I think because I feel like the SEC knows they're not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Because he did get in trouble with the SEC for the alleged market manipulation with Tesla, because he has an obvious vested interest in that.
Yeah.
Being the owner.
Yeah.
But with Doge and it being a cryptocurrency, it's not regulated by the SEC.
Yeah.
So that's where he's kind of found this loophole, and that's why he was going in on it, because Elon Musk, already having gone through it, is going to know what he can and can't do.
I think there's actually a I know this is a true story, and I think there are laws based around it in the NATO or whatever. So it's this old story about how apparently, I can't remember which pharaoh, he would go to other countries that were like super impoverished countries, and if they had, something he wanted, like a spice or something, and as a thank you, he had so much gold and wealth and goods, he would just flood the town with gold and wealth and be like, here you go, thank you so much. And it would ruin their economy, because he would throw their economy out of balance with currency, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
And
flooding
so
the market is not good, but
So I think there was actually laws put in place about flooding markets currency in a way. So I think it could fall under that. Like,
wait, did you say pharaoh?
Yeah.
I mean,
it was a pharaoh. Like, this is what it's based off of.
Oh.
Like, it is a true story to my knowledge, but they took this idea and were like, we can't let that happen. So, like, it would be illegal for a billionaire to just be like, I'm going to just convert all of my money into Zimbabwean dollars and just have their market be flooded. And I basically now have 80% of the net capital of Zimbabwe, and I'm going to do whatever I want with my Zimbabwe. Like, it's kind of like that thing where it's like, you can't just ruin that country just because you're bored.
And it's Zambian.
So
is what it's called. It would be called Zambian currency.
So like, I feel like crypto might fall under that umbrella of like, it's a currency. You can't just basically steal the currency, but like,
that would be depending on if it's recognized by whatever alliances and world organizations, that, because I don't feel like cryptocurrency is so new.
Yeah.
While I guess it's over a decade old at this point, it's still new.
Do you remember our like school news thing that like would play during second period?
Yes.
So
remember watching it in Miss Gunderson's class.
I wouldn't name drop, but whatever. Fat
Bobby?
fucking ass.
Yeah, Pog.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. So I remember they did like a little bit on cryptocurrency. And like,
Jesus Christ, back in 2012.
Yeah, and they were talking about Bitcoin and stuff and what it was, and they got everything completely wrong.
Can you explain to me what mining is? Because I feel like I know what it is, but I've never actually looked it up.
So,
because I'll tell you what I think it is, and I want you to tell me if I'm wrong. So basically, when you let like Bitcoin mine, like when you're, what is it called? Just mining Bitcoin.
Mining.
You are allowing your computer to act as a server for Bitcoin transactions. Is that right?
Not really.
Okay, tell me what it is. Teach me. Learn me.
The reason you can't get a good gaming computer or a PS5 right now is because I'm off the rails already. Is because cryptocurrency miners need a lot of power, because when you're mining cryptocurrency, you basically have, it's like idling your car but with your computer. So you just throw your car into neutral, and then you just let it sit at like 5,000 RPMs, and you just like set a nicely weighted brick to stay at 5,000, and you just go inside and let it do that till you run out of gas, and you put more gas in your car and you do it. And so what your computer is doing with all that power, so you throw in the best graphics card you can get, the best RAM, and you don't really need a hard drive because you're not saving anything. But so you can't get a PS5 because all the graphics cards are selling immediately to cryptocurrency miners, and that's why everything sucks if you want to build a computer right now. And so basically you're solving equations. That's all you're doing, like at an alarmingly fast rate. So you're basically just Jesus,
Dying.
apparently
Take a drink.
it's just solving equations. That's all you're doing.
What equations?
I don't know, but I know that's what it is.
Do they have anything to do to?
I'm sure there's some centralized hub of what they're doing with the information that they're compiling. But yeah, so it's like, say it's just essentially computer science math problems. Like, all right, solve for me 2 + 2. And then your computer works really hard to figure out it's 4. Okay, now solve 2 + 3. Computer works really hard, 5. All right, now do 2 × 7. Works really, and like it's just doing that billions of times a second, and just like constantly throwing questions at your computer that it needs an answer for. Like it's just like asking every computer that's mining a bunch of questions that it has, and then say every 500 million questions you get a Bitcoin, or a Satoshi is the official increment of Bitcoin. And it's like, all right, for all your hard work, you get that. So it's basically your computer's working for you. Like it's
To solve
like
meaningless
it's
equations.
like working at a sweatshop. Like, you know, you're building all these toys. You don't take the toys home with you as your currency. Your boss gives you currency. So that's kind of what it's doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the equations are for or anything like that, but I know that's what it does.
Okay. I thought
Yeah.
that you were just letting your thing kind of use as like a server for the Bitcoin bank, kind of in a way. But yeah.
So
So
who knows? Maybe they're like creating an AI. Maybe it's Terminator. Fuck.
that's how the fucking Terminator comes.
Yeah.
So
People wanting to get rich.
yeah.
Imagine idling your car to buy heroin. That's Bitcoin.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we won't talk about your misuse of the term idling, but yeah, I get it. I just want to throw that in for my dad. My dad will be upset if I don't correct you on the term idling.
Yeah, because car guys are fucking annoying.
Yeah, so
You know what's more annoying than car guys? Car
Apple
girls.
users?
Car girls. But yes.
No, I find them incredibly attractive. So
Really? Because I just had one over.
no, not her. She cries too much.
Any inconvenience, man. Any inconvenience. Waterworks.
Yeah, no, there was a girl who came to my work and like she was like, "Oh yeah, you know, I work on my stuff," and I was like, "That's incredibly attractive. Are you fucking dying?
Yes!
Take a fucking drink."
No, it's like the drinking is making it worse.
Oh God,
It's like my throat feels cold. It's weird.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, really? I get it like all the fucking time.
You're a weird person.
Yeah, I have a lot of
but
weird
anyway,
medical issues.
I want to talk about Apple and Tesla.
Cool, because I hate both.
I've liked what Tesla is doing as a company.
I like how forward thinking they are as a
Company.
vehicle market
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
Apple are just a bunch of pieces of shits who aren't innovating at all.
Yeah.
They were in the early 2000s
Yeah.
with the iTouch and the iPhone.
yeah.
But at this point, they're just
They just
pushing the same old
rehash
shit
whatever Samsung did 2 years ago.
yes.
And they make it better.
But I want to talk about something that I feel like you actually would have a lot of of input on.
Give it to me, daddy.
The right to repair.
Ooh, I'm big on the right to repair.
So I watched a video. His name was Rich Rebuilds, and this was on Tesla. So he bought a Tesla that had gotten flooded and was salvaged, and he went to go rebuild it. And as he needed parts and things like that to rebuild the Tesla, Tesla was like, "No, we're not going to sell you parts."
Yeah.
Which, if you go get a Ford fucking pickup truck,
You can get fucking
you can
parts
get
out
you
the
can get the
ass.
manuals, you can get all the parts, you can get everything for it.
Yeah.
But Tesla was like, no. And then I started going down a deeper hole, and like Apple's this way,
Yeah.
Sony is this way with PlayStations, Xbox and Microsoft are that way.
Yeah.
Like you have to send your stuff to them.
If it's repaired by someone else or yourself,
You void the warranty.
you void the warranty.
Which in my industry, I work with motorcycles and manufacturers and shit like that. You're fucking dying.
I need some hot tea is what I need.
Nothing voids the warranty, because I get that question all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Well, if I do this to my bike, will it void the warranty? No, it doesn't. It doesn't do that. If something happens to your bike that's because of what you did, then that won't be covered.
Yeah. That none of this is sponsored by any brands. Just gonna say that in case there is like a brand out there that if you do something it does void the warranty. So we are speaking out of personal experiences for a very niche situation. We are not your advisors on vehicle manipulation. Let's use that word. Modifications. So if you make modifications for your vehicle, we are not legally responsible for your misfortunes.
Sure, I'm sure that needs to be said, but for some weird reason, I don't understand.
I'm just gonna say, like, people can, like, say, like, well, these guys said it was okay. He works for a motorcycle shop, and then they come to us and they're all fucking angry. So it's on you, bud.
They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. But
Did you just come?
I wish. So the right to repair. This Rich Rebuild guy, like I said, like he went to go to Tesla, like, hey, I need this part, and literally he has a phone call recorded where he's like, hey, I just need the little plastic caps that go over the lug nuts.
Yeah.
And the guy on the phone goes, oh, why? And he's like, because I need them. It's like, why? Like they don't want you working on your car. This is just something that you just pop on. You could have lost. You know, you could have hit a curb and damaged one.
Yeah.
No, you got to bring it into them.
Yeah.
And this is like, that's what manufacturers.
So that they can assess if you did something that voids the warranty.
In that case, no. That's more of they want the money.
Yeah.
For it. They just want they want the labor dollars. Because that's the thing with Tesla that's different than Ford is when you see a Tesla store, it is owned directly by Tesla.
Yeah.
It is straight from manufacturer to consumer, not like when you go to a Ford or Chevy dealership where you have Ford, then you have the dealer, which is usually owned by a person or an independent company, separate from the manufacturer, and then it goes to you as a consumer.
Yeah.
So this is direct. They want just the fucking labor dollars for it. They want you to pay half hour for some fucking kid to go put on some little plastic caps.
Yep.
You're dying.
Yeah. Do you need to address it? Like, just don't address it. Jesus.
Well, we need a cough button. Cough button.
Yeah, no. Apple's the same way. They got sued by France for it.
Yeah. Well, and in the EU, with their thing, they the charging cable thing.
Yeah.
They have to
standardize. Yeah,
so are they going to be switching to USB-C?
I think they are, because
can we stop making more USB cables? USB-C is perfect. Just keep it there.
Yeah.
Because you can put it in either way.
I think the reasoning behind why they have to switch to USB-C and why doesn't everyone else have to switch to Lightning is because USB-C isn't patented by one of the companies like involved, like Samsung and stuff like that. It's where Lightning is patented by Apple.
Yeah.
So like it would be forcing everyone to buy from Apple when Apple switch over wouldn't be like, oh, I have to buy from Samsung now. Well, first off, you already do buy most of your parts from Samsung, but their screens are made by Samsung. Their cameras are made by Samsung. It's fucking ridiculous.
And then they throw it up there and like, this is better than the Samsung Galaxy.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not the same exact thing. You just added 3 of their cameras, which is oh, you have 3 cameras on yours. Yeah. I only have 2.
What a pleb, dude. Imagine only having 2 cameras. This brought to you by the 3-camera gang.
I've also had 2 cameras for a while since the LG G Flex. Yeah, that taco of a phone. I fucking love that. I love that thing, man. It fit in my back pocket and curved to my ass. That should have been their fucking promo. They need to bring that back. It fits in your back pocket perfectly. It curves to that fat ass.
Dude, no phone could form to Emily's ass, man.
Oh my god.
God damn.
Are you okay?
No.
Can we get her to like come here? Like, can we just like, I'll pay for half the fucking ticket to get her here.
I already told her I'd cover the ticket.
Jesus.
Anyway.
Oh my god.
What? That's like $200.
Half of a ticket?
No, the whole ticket.
Okay, I was gonna say like,
no.
Jesus Christ, what are you flying first fucking class? You would too. You fucking beta.
Well, actually, I only have to send them one way. Well, no, because for their work, they fly, and they don't care what airport you
go
to after the job is done, so they can come to PDX instead of their home airport, and then I would fly them from PDX.
You would drive them home. Just to get a few more hours with her.
But then that'd be a very sad 4.5 to 5 hour drive back. That would be a very lonely drive.
Aren't all your drives
a lonely road?
Is it the only one you've ever known?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I very much hate that, like, that's even like a thing, the right to repair, like that they need to fight for it basically.
So I looked into it. The top automobile manufacturers, Ford, GM, all of those big ones, Dodge, well, that falls under GM, but whatever. They have all agreed to follow a law that was passed in Massachusetts, which gives everyone the right to repair your vehicle, which only came out in 2012.
Yeah.
But that's your vehicle. Gas powered.
Yeah.
And these are only the top manufacturers. And it's only in Massachusetts, but just the unions and the associations of the manufacturers agreed to follow it in all 50 states. But Tesla, I don't think, is a part of that association, so they haven't agreed to it. And then Apple's in a completely different category in electronics. Microsoft and Sony as well. Like, when my hard drive went out in my PlayStation, I just went and bought a solid state and put it in there and hoped that it worked. And then I found out about all these things. Like, I voided the warranty doing that.
Yeah, but at this point, I think your warranty is up anyway. So,
yeah, at that point, my warranty was up anyway, so I didn't even think about it though. But like, I saw this one video of this guy in Washington. It was a state Senate hearing of a guy in Washington who he's like this fucking politician, and he's talking to this lobbyist. He's like, yeah, I had to send in my Xbox to Microsoft to get it fixed, and it took weeks. And I got a Xbox back that I'm fairly certain wasn't even mine.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. They'll wipe it and they can just send you a new one. They don't have to tell you what they did.
Yeah. And like the whole thing for me that it comes down to is like this phone, it cost $1,200, I think.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah. I
For
would
something
say,
that we need to use at this point in
Yeah.
life every day, that is a lot of money.
yeah.
And in a
But
year, it'll be out of date.
This is a luxury item, though. You could definitely get a flip phone for $100.
Yes.
You don't need a smartphone.
But if you want to be a fully functioning adult member of society, you probably need a smartphone.
Yeah, probably.
Especially if you're a businessman.
Yeah. But at that point, then you're in a position where you are just choosing luxury goods. If you're a businessman, you can afford a smartphone, is what it comes down to. If you're just working down at the dock, you don't need a smartphone.
Yeah, you're probably
You want
dropping
one.
in the water.
But anyway, so I paid, $1,200 for this phone. It's my phone. This phone is now my property. Why does a company get to tell me how I am and not allowed to
Fix it.
operate and use and maintain my phone?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that just makes no fucking sense to me that there are people out there who agree.
Well, what's weird, is that I was, as I looked more into this, it made less and less sense. Because if you go in there and do anything to bypass or access to some sort of copyrighted something on that phone, anything that's copyrighted, if you have gained access to it that you shouldn't have or anything like that, basically jailbreaking it,
Yeah.
that's a DMCA violation.
Yeah.
Which I was like, I thought that was when you used music on YouTube that you shouldn't use. But it's just this very broad piece of legislation that was passed in the 90s that manufacturers have now turned and used to do this whole you aren't able to fix your phone thing.
Yeah.
So it's so complicated.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense. Like, you should be able to fix your fucking phone. Thank you for fixing your fucking case. That has been bothering me for the last 2 minutes. It's like, does he know that his corner of his phone is not in the case? Like, it can break. Especially it's a Samsung. Actually, I dropped this. I had a Samsung Galaxy S4.
Jesus Christ, you dinosaur.
Yeah, and I dropped that thing
I think I had an S4 as well.
couple dozen times. I dropped it, and it never fucking broke. And then I dropped it on a hard tile floor, and it cracked. And then just throughout the day, just slowly the screen went black and black and black, more black. And it was like, I was like, oh fuck. And then I finally got a new one. I got the LG G Flex, and I've never gone back. I've always had LG phones ever since. I'm such a brand loyalist whore.
Yeah, you are. Like, your obsession with Nike is like one that I will never fucking understand.
Can we talk about Nike for a second?
Sure, we could talk about Nike.
So did you hear about the...
Wait, I think there was something else I want to say about the right to repair, but it's gone from my brain. But yeah, no, I don't really have anything else to add, I guess. It's just fucking insane. Like, how can I spend all this money on something and
not
still
be able to
just
fix
have a company just be like, no. Because, like, could the record label industry argue, hey, you're playing that music too loud in your car. You bought that music, not everyone around you. Like, where's the fucking line drawn?
That's a good point. Because, I guess, like, a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer who's playing music in the background and he gets caught on the mic.
Yeah.
That's a little bit different because
like
know
you're
what
broadcasting
you're doing.
it to an audience.
Yeah, you shouldn't be having music played because then you don't actually give a shit about your audience and the content you're putting out. But that's just me. I think we talked about it in the last fucking podcast.
But no, like, there's just so many lines they can draw in the sand where it's just like, where do the lines stop getting fucking drawn?
Well, and that's the thing is the line should not be drawn by the company. It should be drawn by the fucking legislation and the government.
Yeah.
That the companies, the manufacturers and the record labels and everything like this, they have a broad range of where they can draw the line, and they choose when to draw and when to not, and that's what's unfair.
Because let's face it, like, the record industry, Elon Musk, especially Elon Musk, as much as people like him, oh, he posts memes, he's silly, he posts pictures of anime cat girls, it's so cool. He's a greedy fucking billionaire. Like, you don't become a billionaire by being nice. You can't be a kind-hearted person and a billionaire. I don't think you can. Like, as much as Bill Gates donated, he had to step over a lot of fucking corpses to get there.
Jesus.
To the top. While it's in my head, before we switch over to Nike, actually this goes hand in hand with Nike. This is a good segue. I love people who shit on brands like Nestle and stuff like that for like slave labor and whatnot, but then they
stealing water.
But then they stop by fucking Starbucks for a coffee. Yeah. Like, if you want to be against companies that use slave labor to make their goods, Nike, Starbucks, Nestle, probably like H&M, fuck if I know, they're so damn inexpensive. Any brand that is
any major corporation.
Yeah, any major corporation that is like cheap, like you're promoting slave labor. If you want to avoid them all, go for it, but don't like just pick and choose your fucking battles based on what's convenient for you. The coffee industry is one of the most slave laborous fucking industries that people just like, for some reason they overlook that one because they like their coffee.
And that's because the slave labor is more focused in Southeastern Asia, like Foxconn for Apple making all their stuff in Asia, while the Starbucks and all that making the coffee beans is in South America.
Yeah,
and so it is very well overlooked.
Yeah. But anyway, so Nike.
I am definitely a brand whore for Nike. But did you hear about the Nike executive who had recently resigned?
No.
She resigned, Miss Herbert. No relation to our boy Justin Herbert, the quarterback for the San Diego Chargers.
The greatest quarterback the San Diego Chargers have ever had.
I mean, they've had Dan Fouts and they've had Drew Brees.
I know. That's the joke I'm making.
R.I.P. Drew Brees. R.I.C. Rest in career. I don't know. Hall of Famer Drew Brees.
Yes.
He's still alive. He just retired today, so it's a sad day.
Yeah, as a Saints fan, gotta drink to that.
I'll drink to that. He's a great fucking guy.
Yeah.
He named his daughter Autumn.
So what the
Autumn Breeze.
That's funny.
That's fucking great. So a Nike exec, I think she was director of like global communications or something like that, has a son who has a reselling sneakers business. Now, I'm going to preface this with, in 2018, she disclosed it to Nike, and they saw no violation of company policy in it. She resigned after he was caught having used one of her company credit cards to buy $200,000 worth of Yeezys. Yeah, Adidas.
Yeah.
He used a Nike company credit card to buy Adidas sneakers and then resold them. He made $200,000 on it too. Damn. He like West Coast Sneakers, I think is what the name of his company was called.
I think I know about them.
Probably. They're pretty big. But so Nike looked into it. They knew about it in 2018, so 2-3 years ago now. And they said that there was no violation of company policy. But then after it came out that he used her credit card to buy sneakers, Adidas ones especially. So another thing too is like they've estimated the sneaker resale market, not just the sneaker market, the resale market is $2 billion.
Yeah.
A year.
I'm gonna weigh on sneaker culture here in a second.
It's very toxic. But he was also using bots to go online because you can only buy a certain amount.
Yeah.
So he was using bots to bypass this and buy.
Yeah. It's common.
Yes. I think that's incredibly unethical.
And most people will use bots just to secure a pair.
Yeah.
And then there are people who, like fucking Paul Verzi, nah, man, what you gotta do when you get a pair of dope sneakers is you actually have to get 2 pairs so that you know, like, you got a fresh pair at home if anything happens. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Which I bought these white sneakers and I love them. They're so great, but
Yeah.
they're white and they're really,
Yeah.
I gotta like clean them after every day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love them. And I have thought about buying another pair.
Yeah.
And
But he was talking about like $400, $500
no,
pair of
and that's the thing though.
Jordans.
Sneakers are already incredibly expensive.
like $120 for a good pair of high tops.
yeah.
Voice crack.
Yeah, I think these ones were 75,
Yeah.
which
Not
is on the
terrible.
cheap
Not
side
Yeah, not terrible.
for what I saw. And I was like, fucking yeah. I love high top sneakers. They're the fucking best
Yeah.
of sneakers. And they're already expensive. Then they're being resold because these assholes are buying up all the pairs
Yeah.
when they come out. And so him and his mother said that he didn't get any like discount codes or anything from Nike, didn't get any information on when
Exclusive
were coming,
releases,
exclusives were coming out. He didn't get any of this information, and when the pandemic hit, him and his best friends had a road trip to hit all the Nike outlets across the country and buy up pairs of sneakers to resell. Like, I understand the resale market, but I don't think that on new stuff it should be it should be like used or like
Yeah.
like I know people who like go to auctions and buy up stuff and resell it. But that's just kind of like a hodgepodge of stuff, You don't know what you're getting in those sorts of auctions. These people are picking this specific category and exploiting it, and that's already being exploited.
Yeah.
Like, really, $75 for this pair of shoes?
Yeah.
That seems a little bit much. It's like, why are we paying $60 for an online game?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
But anyway, to get into
Sneaker culture.
So I'm into fashion. Not sure if that's ever come up.
You're mashing for fashion.
So I buy a lot of used fashion. I'm wearing a pair of Amiri jeans that I got used probably about 3 years ago.
They look damn good on you.
Thanks, man. And there has never been something Saint Laurent, Celine, Amiri that I bought for more than it retailed. It's always a good amount less. And sneaker culture is the polar opposite. And it's because they make this idea of fake exclusivity by only releasing a limited amount. Like, they made a pair of Air Jordan Dior sneakers.
I saw those.
And I think they only made like 15 pairs and only gave them to celebrities.
And there's nothing special about them other than that on the sole, on the bottom it says Dior.
And then on the Nike logo, it also has the Dior logo.
Okay, I didn't see that in the photo, but
Yeah,
I saw those in the article I was reading about this fucking thing.
And it's just like, I hate that idea of just like, we're only going to make a certain amount so that it is therefore special. It's like, no, there is nothing special about the sneakers. But the thing that gets me the most is sneakerheads will, drop $700, $800 on a pair of sneakers and just be like, nah, dude, they're exclusive. They're exclusive. You don't understand. They're exclusive. And then like I drop like, $600 on a pair of boots and they're just like, you're out of your fucking mind. And I'm like, what's the difference between these and those sneakers?
They literally do the same exact thing.
You walk in them.
Yeah.
And it's like, is spending $600 on a pair of boots stupid? Yes.
Spending $600 on a pair of the boots you wear, like,
It's still pretty stupid.
it's stupid, but it makes way more sense than buying a pair of basically these fucking high tops in a
With
different colors.
color. Yeah.
That's all it is different colors.
And so I love, I like buying stuff that's like from the most recent season, but used. Because I'm on a lot of used sites because I like buying clothes. And so my favorite backstory for a piece of clothing I ever bought is my black boots, the 2.5-inch heel ones with the straps on the side.
Okay, yeah, your classic ones.
Huh?
Your classic ones. I call those your classic ones.
My clickety clack ones.
They all clickety clack.
These ones are the clickety clackest.
Okay, they're the ones that echo.
Yeah. So
The echo boots.
These ones were used in a French film, and the film finally came out. It was a 40-minute short film, and I watched it, and I saw the boots in one scene.
As all French films are, is
Yeah.
fucking 40-minute short black and white silent films.
But yeah, so like it was a part of the costume. It was a part of the wardrobe, and that was like really cool to me.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Were you more or less attractive than the guy who was wearing them?
I was more attractive.
Okay. So he was more attractive.
Yeah, no, he had a mustache.
Oh,
Immediately.
a French mustache?
No, just like a
Hitler?
no. Like it was like full, like across the lip, but it was just like a mustache. Like it didn't have like any curl to it or anything.
Looked like a pedophile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So it was, I think the boots retailed for $1,250, and I got them for $700, and they literally used them for 2 days of filming. So it's like,
So yeah, they were barely used.
yeah. So in my mind, my very moronic fashion mind, that's a great deal.
They're famous.
Yeah.
They're famous in France.
And so they're like a pair of Celine boots. Celine, major fashion brand, Hedi Slimane, big name.
yeah, words.
And like I just don't understand the disconnect of people who are like, yeah, they retailed for $150, but I bought them for $800 because they're exclusive. I got a great deal. It's like, are you out of your fucking mind? It cost $30 to make those things, and you just paid $800. Yeah, but like this colorway, man, can't get it anywhere else.
Well, and they don't wear them.
Oh yeah,
They put them up in their closet, and it's
Yeah.
like you're collecting them. Like, I understand that in a way, like collecting them.
yeah.
But
I get that too.
If I had enough money, I'd be collecting cars.
Yeah.
But I also know, like in cars though, it's way more of like I'm trying to get a deal. Like,
yeah.
I understand the car retailed, obviously, like a 1964 Mustang when it came out, it retailed at like, $3,400
Yeah.
MSRP in 1964,
Yeah.
which is way more now. But, and it's valued at $110,000,
Yeah.
in pristine condition in a certain color, like a K code or whatever. I'm like, 75 grand. You take
Yeah.
that, you
Yeah.
try and get it for less than that.
Yeah.
Because in cars, it's always about resale. But sneakerheads, like, they collect them, they're going to hold on to them forever. It's like they buy a pair of Jordan 1s and they're like, nobody's ever worn these. But it's like Michael Jordan wore them.
So
No, he didn't.
So this is no, he didn't. So this is something that maybe you'll be able to explain to me because I just don't fucking get it. When people like with cars and stuff, they're just like, the car loses value the second it comes off the lot.
It
The
does.
second you drive, yeah. Okay, let me fucking finish. The second you drive off the lot, value gone. Value gone. And I'm like, yeah, you want to know fucking why? Because I'm going to be using the fucking car. I don't buy a car thinking I am going to resell this. I'm thinking I'm going to drive it.
So here's how it goes. You buy a car with 1 mile on it.
Yeah.
You live half a mile away from the dealership. You drive it home. Next day, you're like, I don't want the car. You drive it back. It now has 2 miles on it. It loses depreciation, or the depreciation is purely because you have now made an agreement. You made an agreement with the dealer to buy the car at whatever price it was the day before. They now need to buy the car back, and then they're going to sell it in order to make another profit on it.
Yeah.
So the dealer wins. They are never going to pay you because you have already basically signed away your rights.
But no, like what I'm saying is you take the car and you don't return it to the dealer right away. It's not losing value. You're getting value because you're using the car.
Yes, but as soon as you own it, it becomes pre-owned, and pre-owned has the stigma of
but it has the value that you used it. Like that's where my mind is at. Like
The value that it's usable.
No, the value that you got value out of it. Like you get value out of owning a car.
Yes.
You get places.
But it's just you buy a $40,000 car, and the minute you drive it off the lot, you'll probably only be able to get 35 for it because it is pre-owned. Now, say you owned it for a week, is that $5,000 worth it?
Yeah, but anyone who only owns a car for a week is just fucking entitled.
Yeah, they're stupid for
Yeah.
doing that. Like
Yeah.
you really need to go into. I had a guy call in yesterday because the stimmy checks are coming out.
Ooh.
He called in and is like, "What's the cheapest bike you have?" And I'm like, first of all, you're not gonna like the answer because you're gonna end up hating whatever you get.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna like the resale value of it because it's gonna be dirt fucking cheap. You're gonna pay $1,200 for a motorcycle you don't fucking like. And You're
Yeah.
gonna end up selling it for $600.
Yeah.
And you're a fucking idiot. You need to do more research into what you want, what you're gonna get, and stop just spending
Yeah.
money you don't need to spend.
So
That's the type of person that has debt in baby mamas that they need to fucking pay.
So like it's been 4.5 years now since I got my car.
How much did you pay for it?
I paid $11,000,
$11,000.
and I
And
could
it's
probably get. I've looked around because there was a point in time. I'm not anymore.
It's a 2010
2010
Camaro
V6.
V6 automatic.
Yeah.
And you paid 11 grand for it. I'd say you could probably, how many miles? 110?
I think 130.
130?
I was
could say you probably get 7 or 8 grand for it.
So I was looking around at just other cars in the same wheelbase as mine. It's about there, 7 to 8 grand.
Oh fuck, I'm so good at this.
And driving around as much as I have in it, because I bought it when it was at like 50 to 60,000 miles. I put a lot of miles on it.
You do drive that a lot.
And I think I got my value out of it. Like
For 4.5 years, divide that by whatever the $11,000 you
Yeah.
paid. What a year for it?
I bought most of it outright, and then
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean
So-
like
okay.
divide. You had it for 4.5 years, right?
Yeah.
So divide 50
The $3,000
months divided by or 11,000 divided by 56. That's how much you paid for it per month, basically.
yeah,
And is that worth it to have a mode of transportation?
yeah. But like you're like saying about it, like the resale of it, like the difference of the price paid versus the resale.
Oh,
so
so
there's
what-
$3,000. Say I get a guy who really wants an orange douchey Camaro, so he's willing to pay that $8,000. He's willing to pay that upper bound.
You lose $3,000.
So I lose $3,000.
But that 3,000 over
Did
four-
I
yeah.
use $3,000 worth of driving over the course of 4.5 years, driving it constantly like a fucking tool bag, revving up the engine as I go 25? Yes. I think I did in 4.5 years. So that's probably about $800 a year to drive around
More than
constantly.
gas and everything, but
Well, yeah, but like $800 to just own the car. So
an insurance.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, and you
Yeah.
are thinking about that in a very utilitarian
Yeah.
mannerism.
Well, because like I don't think of like when it comes to like cars, I'm not like constantly thinking of like it's kind of like with me looking at houses. Like people keep being like, oh well, it's a seller's market right now. You know, you don't want to be buying into the housing market right. I'm like, no, like I want a place to live. I'm not looking for an asset. I'm gonna go trading around so that I can get this different asset. Then I could double up on my assets and get another house. Like I'm not looking at it like that.
You want somewhere to live.
I want somewhere to keep my shirts. I want something to get me to work.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
see. Very utilitarian in the way that you think of it. You see it as like your electricity bill,
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
That's
like I'm not going to cut my power because it's not a buyer's market right
so
now.
you wouldn't understand the types of shows that I like that Fast and Loud show, Gas Monkey Garage, where he's buying cars and flipping them.
Yeah. Like
That
well, I understand.
you understand it.
I understand the idea of flipping houses and cars and stuff like that, where you're like actually buying it, putting some makeup on it, and then selling it for more.
Yeah,
And, like,
no,
stuff
you
like that.
understand it, but that's
Yeah.
like, that's not what that's like. Everyone thinks that everyone's
Well,
doing something to get a buck.
Yeah. Well,
And
like
you're not.
I see like that as like a gig. Like you're doing like a job basically.
Oh yeah, it is a job.
Yeah. And like I'm not looking at like me buying a car as like a gig. Like it's just like it's a thing I need. So I'm going to take it and use it.
I feel like people use that as a tool though in negotiations for those things.
Oh yeah, I'm using my car's collateral if I get a house.
Well, yeah, but it's also well, I don't mean that way.
Yeah.
But I mean like when they're going to buy a car, they're like, well, I don't want to pay $12,000 for that car because in a couple of years I'll only really be able to get 9 for it. So I want to pay $10,000 or $11,000 for it. So I lose less money.
I mean, I talked them down from 14 to 11,
which is impressive.
He was a very religious guy, so it was kind of easy because he was like so certain that God brought me there that day, and I was like, I can run with that.
What?
The dude who sold me the car. So fun story. And when I went to pick up the car, the dude was actually there. I thought he was just full of shit. So he was like, I'm actually like, we have a parent lot up in the Portland metro area, and that's one of the cars he was gonna buy. Like he was gonna
car?
Yeah, so he was gonna buy it and put it in his lot in Portland. And like he came down with one of those trucks where he can fit like 8 cars on it.
Yeah.
And he was gonna buy 8 of my cars and bring them up to Portland for their lot instead. And that was one of the cars. And I was like, kind of in my head, like, oh, you're just kind of full of shit.
Yeah, that's a tactic.
Yeah. And he was like, yep, God must have brought you here. God must have brought you here. And
he said that?
Yeah. He was constantly going on about like God, like, you know, is
you showed up in your fucking devil jeans.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so because I was like kind of on the fence. I was like, you know, man, like I really like it, but I'm gonna need a second to think. Like it's a lot of money to just drop on a car right now. And he was like, how like, you know, like how much are you looking to spend? Like what's an amount like you'd be comfortable with? And I was like, I got 10,000 to spend, and I could do like just a bit on a loan, but I want to keep the loan low, like, you know, going into insurance and everything. And he was like, how about this? How about that last bit of money? We just set it up so you have to pay $100 for a year, and then the car is like fully paid off. Like, you know, just like do it right about there. And I was
because it builds credit and all that.
And I was like, sure, perfect. And he was like, you know, God must have brought you. And so anyway, so I go home, sign all the paperwork. I didn't take the car with me. Because they didn't have anyone on the lot that day to take my car with, because he was the only guy on the lot that day. So he was just like, do you have like a friend who could drive your car, or you could leave your car here? I was like,
no, I have no friends.
At the time, yeah. And he was like, well, my lot girl will be here tomorrow if you want to just come back first thing in the morning.
Who, a lot girl?
I went on a date. Oh, this is a fun story.
God damn it, hurry it up. I gotta pee.
So, I come back the next morning, and the dude with the truck is there. Like,
he wasn't lying.
Yeah, he was like pointing out, like, okay, that one.
God did bring you there.
Yeah, God brought me there. And and then the lot girl like was like, all right, so you're driving the Camaro, right? And I was like, yeah. And then she took the Honda keys, drove behind me, and she was like, I'm not gonna lie, that Honda handled a lot better than I thought it was gonna. And I was like, thanks. And we went our separate ways. Oh, wait. No, I drove her back. Yeah, I drove her back. That was weird. That was a weird drive because we didn't say much, and I was listening to pop punk music. Anyways, fast forward like a year, and I matched with her on Tinder, and we went on a few dates. And she was like, so do you remember me? And I was like, I don't like this game.
That's always a fun game.
And she was like, I drove your Honda home for you. And I was like, you worked at the dealership. That's right. You had some big fucking cans, you know. You were fucking bobbling around.
Oh my God.
But
Thanks,
yeah,
Andrew.
so I definitely thought like he was trying to like swindle me, but I was like, I looked around online, like
99% of the time they try to swindle you.
Yeah.
Car salesmen and any salesman are the absolute worst people on the planet.
Yeah.
And I know that as I work with them every goddamn fucking day.
Yeah.
They're-
Don't do that sound again. Oh.
But they're the worst.
Oh,
they
yeah.
will do, they say whatever it takes
Yeah.
And I know this for a fact because I work with it every fucking day and I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
They will just straight up say whatever it fucking takes to get the sale.
Like, I could tell this dude was like a genuinely kind individual, but like at the end of the day, he is still trying to make money. But I could tell like he wasn't like being a malicious person. Like, I got that vibe from him right away.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
Like,
God sent you there.
yeah. No, dude, I went to like the actual Chevy dealership in that area and I got some fucking gel-haired fucking tool bag right away, and I was just like, yeah, this ain't it. Like,
Yeah.
you are nothing more than a swindler.
Yep.
You're just gonna be like,
100%
hey,
right.
I'm Chad. And I'm just like, hey, Chad, get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah, that's usually like it's I I've only ever bought used cars
Yeah.
except for my bike, which was brand new.
Yeah.
But like
Did
I-
they have to put some of the parts on it before you could take it home? That's how fucking new it was.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. My motorcycle came out of a crate. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
they have to build it.
Yeah.
It has to be built.
Yeah.
Well, like cars, they
That's
come off of
fucking
the
awesome.
trailer. Yeah. No, I'm literally only person who's ever ridden my bike because
dude.
I had them pull it out of the
Dude,
crate.
fucking legendary.
I had them pull it out of the crate, and I told no one to ride it.
Yeah.
And I was like, everyone. And as soon as it was built, like, because I'm really good friends with the builders who build everything, I went over there and I grabbed it and I brought it over. It never even went onto the showroom floor. Yeah. I have a picture of it,
Dude.
and I think it has either 0 miles on it or
Yeah.
1 mile. I think it's
Dude.
1 mile.
Dude, that's fucking savage.
Yeah. I'm the only person who's put a mile, any sort of mileage on the bike, and I have almost 7,000 miles on it, and it's been less than a year.
Damn.
But no, I've gone to like dealers looking to like buy a nice new truck or not a new truck, but a newer truck, because my truck's older than me. It's a 94.
It's my age.
It's still too old for you. But
Emily's older than me.
yeah, but
Bree
you-
was older than me too.
yeah, but
I date older women.
you date older women, but you fuck a lot of younger women than you. But I like go and I talk to like salespeople, and I'm just like, it's like I have that Ron Swanson moment where it's like, I know more than you. Go away.
Dude, I just got recommended Derek's girlfriend on Facebook.
Ooh, what does she look like? I've never seen her. She Asian?
No, she's Hispanic.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Spicy. Muy caliente.
Stop. Fuck. What was I looking up? Oh, yeah. Keep talking.
There was a girl that came into my work on Saturday that everyone was telling me to give her my phone number, and I like, no, she's way too attractive for me. And then one of my guys was like, you need to stop thinking like that. I'm like, that was the most supportive thing you've ever said. You constantly make fun of me. Thank you.
Dude, so I messed up my spelling at first. And I spelled Toyota Toyotto. And I just started giggling to myself because like I quickly tried to like type it in. Okay, so yeah, I found it. The car I almost got instead of the Camaro was a Toyota 86.
Well, when you would have got it, it would have been a Scion.
No, it was a
FRS.
Toyota.
This,
It was a Toyota.
okay,
I
yeah,
looked.
yeah.
I
it
wouldn't.
would have been a brand new one.
I wouldn't have known that they were like the same thing.
Because I worked at Toyota right before I left.
It was
Oregon?
2017, I think.
Yeah, so 2017, that would have been either a brand new one or a freshly pre-used one.
It was brand new.
Okay, so he has a Toyota GT86. Get the fucking nomenclature right.
Anyways, it was a lot of fun.
It is an incredibly fun car.
Yeah.
So that is a fun car that I'm going to give a little history lesson on. So the Toyota GT86.
Wait. I'm gonna see if your plot line for it lines up with what the dealer was telling me.
Oh, really?
Because like he told me the history of it.
So the Toyota GT86 is a car that they've made before, and this is the badge coming back. But the Toyota GT86 came from the Scion FRS, which is like Acura for Honda. Scion is like their little baby company for Toyota. But Toyota and Subaru worked on this car together, and they're exactly the same exact motor, the same exact body, just thrown with a different badge on it. Toyota or Subaru. I've driven both of them. The Toyota one is somehow more fun.
Dude, it was a surprisingly fun car. Like it kind of had like almost like a rally car feel to it. Like just like the way like you kind of like feel like in the car. Like from what I've seen from like the cameras like inside the NASCAR cars and stuff like that. Like it just kind of had like that
It is
vibe where you're like you're right there, like in the moment kind
Yeah,
of.
it is a fun car.
Yeah.
But I worked at a BMW dealer where we got a Scion and a Subaru exactly the same, exact same color blue. They were like literally the only thing that was different was the fucking badge. And I drove both of them. And for some reason the Scion or Toyota one was just a little bit more fun. Just I would just like if you're like, which one do you want?
See, I would just get the Toyota one because I despise Subarus.
Well, this one had a Scion badge on it. If it had a Toyota badge, I would have got it. But
Yeah.
the Subaru badge just looked better with the blue. I don't
Yeah.
know why. But the Scion one was more fun. But yeah, that's beside the point. It's just it is a great car.
It was matte black too,
And-
the one that I drove.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
And it's surprisingly cheap.
Oh yeah,
That car
It was pretty
For
inexpensive.
what it is, it's like 200 and high 200s horsepower.
It's a 210 on the article I was looking
Oh,
at.
really?
For the one I was
210? That's
yeah.
low. But the power to weight ratio is fucking good.
Yeah, the 2020 is 200 to 205.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
good for how light it is. It's a little
Yeah.
coupe. But yeah, so
Yeah, it's 2,700 pounds.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking light for a car.
yeah.
But yeah, so it was super funny though. Like one of the things that almost made me want to buy it is because I was looking at just other cars on the lot and stuff, and I was like, "So what's up with this one?" And he just like kind of looked at me. He was like, "This one's a special one." Then he gave me the same backstory you told me. He's like,
So it was
yeah,
the same?
yeah.
Okay.
The whole Subaru and everything. Yeah, that was verbatim the same story he told
Yeah.
me. So he was like, "Let's get in, but I'll take you out somewhere." And so he's like, "All right, take a left here, take a right there." I'm like, "Okay." And then we pull out to this road where it's just empty, and he's like,
Got it.
"All right," and he was like, "All right, full stop. All right, now just drop it in the first, because it had like you drop down, then had the clickers on the back like my
Power
car has,
shifters, yeah.
And he was like, "All right, drop it down to 1. Have fun." And it was just like,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
It's a fun car. It's
Yeah.
a really fun car. I would get one of them still. I would still get one of them.
See, I feel like if I got that one, I'd get less car like nerds like shitting on me, because I feel like it's one of those cars where like with the Camaro you shit on it because it's like a fucking tool drives that.
You know, here, yeah, you know what?
Because like car nerds have more respect for the 86. Like it's like even if you're like
It was
oh
engineered properly. The Camaro was put together to
and,
visually please more
yeah,
than it was.
it's more of a showroom car.
At the time yours was built, the 2010 Camaro.
Yeah.
As you get later into the years, like the ZL1 Camaro, that's like okay, they're
Yeah.
they're putting down some ponies on the ground, you know.
Yeah.
But even the Mustangs, which I'm a huge Ford guy, as you talked about, as I talked about in the last podcast.
Ford
and
Nike,
Hitler.
Jesus.
I know I'm a brand whore.
Yeah.
Apparently for really bad companies too. Ford, their Nazi.
Oh yeah,
connection.
so something to bring it back to the brand whore thing for a second. So my advice to people who are trying to get out of slave labor in
labor?
their clothing, switch to brands like like Saint Laurent and shit like that.
Yeah, super expensive brands.
Yeah, brands. Well, yeah, because they have to pay like fair wages to adults to tailor the clothes.
Or they're just, throwing their brand name on it and calling it good.
Well, no, most of it's made in France where there actually is labor laws.
Yeah. So
Anyway, so Ford and
well,
Mustangs.
Hitler.
Well,
So like the Mustangs and every car in the early 2000s, nothing was performance oriented.
yeah, it was aesthetic oriented.
Yeah, other than the Viper, the Dodge Viper, the fucking V10. In Subaru, they were performance oriented. They definitely made
Well,
a
yeah,
huge.
they're ugly as shit.
Yeah, for the BRZ, but that's a Toyota.
Oh,
But yeah, it's I can't remember where I was going, but No, the world of cars that we're in now is fun because we're getting like the Dodge Hellcats and
Yeah.
Demons, and then we're getting the Teslas, that are electric, and we're getting
Yeah.
all these people who are fixing them like that, or souping them up like Hennessy. This is a golden age of automobiles.
Yeah.
It is quite fun to be living in this world, and especially in anything that has engines or motors or anything like that. Like motorcycles, my bike, the Kawasaki Z900 RS. It's a retro bike.
Yeah.
Yamaha's done the same thing. Honda's done the same thing with their motorcycles. They've done all these cool retro bikes with modern features. So you get the cool old style
Yeah.
visual appeal, but then like the power and reliability of a new bike.
Yeah.
And it's fun to be alive,
Yeah.
even though we all want to kill ourselves.
One closing note, because I feel like you really want to go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, I'm about to pee on the couch.
Okay. I wish there was less like gatekeeping with shit. And
Yeah.
Cars is like
Cars is
it
bad.
it took me so long to get like even moderately into Cars. Same with a lot of music shows and just like various hobbies that I picked up, sports. Like there's just such an elitism with it where it's like you can't casually like it in some people's eyes. You have to like
You have to be fully invested.
my view on buying a car to some people, it's just like you are an absolute moron. You shouldn't be breathing air.
When you honestly don't give a shit, you have no brand loyalty to Chevy or the
Yeah.
Camaro name.
It looked pretty. Eat a dick.
Yeah, and well, me I've had 3 Mustangs in my life, and I love Mustangs.
Yeah.
I've only ever owned Fords. I had a Mazda, but that counted as a Ford because at the time Ford owned Mazda.
But no, like just like my utilitarian view, like you were saying on owning a car. Like I'm owning it not to like be constantly thinking about like the resale value. I'm owning it because I'm using a car.
Yeah,
Like
You're getting your
people
use out of it.
people just like can't accept that, and it just blows my mind.
but then
that,
there are
like,
people who do it the way that you think about it, but they don't think about it in the way you do it. They just are mindless about it.
yeah,
Like, I don't know why I bought this Kia Optima. It's just a Kia Optima, and it was
Yeah.
a good price.
yeah. But I feel like while they aren't mathing it out the same way as me, they are thinking about it as me. They're not worried about like it losing value because it left the lot.
They just need a car.
They just needed a car.
Yeah,
And-
but I don't know. I understand everyone's got different lives and they focus on different things, but
Yeah.
there are a few like essential things that if you took more time on, you'd pick something that you like a little bit better.
Yeah.
And you would save money on if you thought about it a little bit more. And especially with vehicles, there's so many
Yeah.
different types of vehicles out there, and they're so expensive that you could end up picking something that you like better and saving a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But yeah, like I just wish elitism amongst like some things was just like minimized. Just because it's so hard to get into anything these days.
it
like
is.
it pisses me off so fucking much.
Gatekeeping is really bad, and it's
Yeah.
something that I've tried to stop because as a brand whore.
Yeah, no, like I've definitely tried to like gatekeep less. Like as much as I love fashion, I just like no, other people don't, and who cares?
Yeah,
Like you don't see the value in my pants. Why should that bother me? Like, you know, like
weird sentence.
like
You don't see the value in my pants.
like but no, like I can easily spend $15 at H&M and get a pair of jeans, and in some people's eyes that's the same. Like, you know, and
Yeah.
it's like I don't need to like try to tell this person that they're wrong. It's something like I work on. I try to not gatekeep shit. Some things that I gatekeep that I will keep gatekeeping is pineapple doesn't go on fucking pizza.
It does. It goes on pizza.
Fructose does
Fructose
not
is
belong
good.
on pizza,
Fructose is good,
but it doesn't belong on pizza.
yes, it does.
No,
Sweet
so-
and salty.
No,
Sweet and salty.
sweet and savory. First off,
Sweet and
Sweet and savory is a good flavor profile.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, we gotta hurry up.
No,
we
this
gotta.
is where you fucking listen.
Pants.
Okay, so sweet and savory is a good profile, but like when like you have like a sweet bread, like Hawaiian sweet bread, and something savory on top of it, not fucking pineapple.
That's not the same thing.
I know. I picked something I knew that we had polar opposite opinions on.
Pineapple is good on pizza.
I disagree, but that's the beauty of it. Who cares?
Yeah, because you know what? You can go eat your own fucking cheese pizza, and
I
I'll
like
go
pepperoni.
Yeah, that's all you like.
I like a pepperoni.
Okay, Mario.
All right. So yeah. If you enjoyed the podcast, gatekeep shit less. No one cares about your personal opinions on super niche dumb shit.
And take yourself less seriously.
Yeah. Like, make fun of the fact that you're driving a lesbian car, you Subaru drivers. Like, oh, it gets better performance. You look like a lesbian. It's okay.
It's actually incredibly more inefficient, though, your Boxster motors. So
Yeah. You may be able to take a corner better than I can in my Camaro, but who cares? Have a laugh at yourself. I laugh at myself for looking like a fucking tool bag.
it's incredibly more labor to maintain a Boxster motor than it is another motor.
You're looking at this from a completely different angle than me. You're like, dude, like the fucking maintenance on it. I'm like,
Maintenance is a thing that you
look
need.
like. You look like a lesbian,
I'm sorry, I'm looking at a practical way.
and I'm looking at them like how they are.
Okay. All right. Check us out on Surprising Twit on Twitter, Surprisingly Podcast on Instagram, where we talk about all sorts of shit. We don't.
Yeah.
So
Catch us on Surprisingly Music this coming Friday.
check out all our sponsors. Oh, yeah. On Surprisingly Music, we're talking about the Distillers Coral Fang album, which
Yeah.
is a banger.
It is a banger.
So,
It really is making me think about what I'm gonna choose.
oh, yeah, because I picked something good for you.
Yep.
You're going to do good for me?
We touched.
We did. And it was unfortunate. All right. We are r// signing off.